It's too late to start on YouTube in 2019. Don't bother. You're not going to succeed on YouTube. It's too crowded. Nobody wants to watch your content. After the adpocalypse, you're not going to make any money. The pay is really poor. Just don't even bother starting. For some reason, it seems like everybody wants you to not start on YouTube. Everyone's going to tell you you're not going to be successful. Everyone is going to discourage you, although people don't do that for any other job. If I go and say, hey, I want to be a lawyer, everyone's going to say, wow, that's great. Go to law school, do this. But people don't do that for YouTube. Everyone wants you to not be successful on YouTube. And I'm here in this video to tell you, is it too late to start YouTube in 2019? The answer is definitely no. Now is the best time to ever start on YouTube, and I'll tell you 5 reasons why now is the perfect time to start on YouTube and why later is actually too late. So first of all, I want to say people have been saying it was too late to start on YouTube since 2013. So for the past 6 years or 7 years, depending on when you're watching this, people have been saying it was too late to start on YouTube. As you can see, clearly the platform is still growing. Clearly there are more creators joining, there are more viewers watching, and overall it's just a growing audience and a growing platform right now altogether. So it is absolutely not too late to start on YouTube. Like I said, I'll show you 5 reasons why in this video. But before we get too far into this video, if you are new here and you are looking to grow your online influence, start now by going down and clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon. My brother and I are putting out videos every single week to help you grow your audience on YouTube and create the success that you are looking for. Now, this is all based on our own experience. My brother and I have been on YouTube for a while now. We have combined, millions and millions of views out there, and we want to share our experience and what we learned with you to help you grow your channel. So I wanted to start off with a quick quote that somebody told me early on in my career, and what they said was the best way to succeed in business was to be in business. Now I think that translates really well to YouTube. The best way to succeed on YouTube is to be on YouTube. Now, if you look at all these different creators out there that are successful right now, all of them started somewhere, and it doesn't mean that they were successful right away. I think it's very rare to see somebody that sits back and watches, other channels grow for 5 or 10 years and then finally just jumps in and succeeds. I think people find more success when they just start off. They're going to suck at first. You're going to have a terrible, you're going to be really poor on camera. You're probably not going to have good content, but you're going to grow and you're going to learn a lot more. So look at Mr. Beast is a great example of this. So he uploaded something of about 1,000 videos before he started to become viral and really grow to the YouTuber he is today. So if you go and check out the oldest videos he has, they're like Minecraft and it's just a webcam and, the audio is not good. He's kind of awkward on camera. And, that's the way you start on YouTube. You start off with that and you grow up to what you're going to be. So I just wanted to say that really quickly before getting into these 5 things. The first reason why now is one of the best times to start on YouTube is actually because of the algorithm changes. So the way the algorithm used to work would have been much more difficult than it is now as a channel with 0 subscribers. So, 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, the algorithm really promoted videos based on views. So if you had a video with a lot of views, they would show it to more people and you would gain more subscribers. And then when you put out another video, you already had a lot of subscribers, and then, you'd get more views and they'd promote it more. So if you were a channel with no subscribers, they wouldn't, you'd get no views, and it's really, really hard to get traction. So now it really doesn't promote based on views nearly as much. And instead the algorithm looks at your watch time and your click-through rate and, many other metrics like that. So if you have 0 subscribers and you put out a video, YouTube might sample it and put it in front of a few people. And if they click on it and they like it and they watch it, automatically you're just going to start gaining traction. And so for that reason, the algorithm really helps, the small creators now more than it did 5 or 6 or 7 years ago. And so for that reason, it definitely is a good time to start. The second reason is actually the abundance of opportunity and niches on YouTube. So although you might say, hey, there's already a tech channel, there's already a travel channel, I'm never going to outrank those. Nobody's ever going to watch my stuff when there's that other stuff out there. And honestly, that is entirely false. And the fact that they are successful channels is a great reason for you to get into that space and maybe to be like a little bit around that space. So what I'm saying is, if there already is a travel channel and this travel channel loves to talk about traveling places and, staying in different hotels or whatever, you could very easily make a travel channel that's about traveling to places, and maybe you could focus on food. Maybe you could focus on how you can get around in transportation in different places. Maybe you could focus on the locals in different places. So there's all these different angles and different aspects of one specific niche that are totally unsatisfied right now. So all you have to do is bring your own unique unique creative aspect to any space, and it's very likely you'll succeed there. And the reason I say it's good that you see other people succeeding there is because it shows that there's already a lot of interest there, and they can also help you out majorly in the long run. So if you have somebody getting millions and millions of views, and you make a channel not very similar to theirs, but within the same general space, and the audience would likely be similar to your audience, that means that your videos might pop up as suggested videos, which can instantly gain you a lot more traction. So for that reason, the fact that there are so many big channels out there is actually more beneficial than you think, and is not going to be hampering your ability to succeed at all, really. Now, playing off of that one a little bit, what you'll see in this graph right here is channels all have a lifespan. Now, you'll see typically channels will, start off slow and they'll, blow up, they'll grow really big, and then they kind of fizzle, a slight decline for the next few years. And that's not every channel, but the reason that channels do that is because other newer channels are coming into the space and competing with them, and maybe even, dethroning them to some degree. So people have constantly evolving interests. The world, maybe 10 years ago, people wanted to see videos about Obama's election, but guess what? 10 years later, people want to see something else. If Steve Harvey says he's running for president, that video would definitely blow up, and whoever made the Obama election video 10 years ago might not make the newest video about Steve Harvey. And even if they do, they might not have the same personality that you have. They might not have the same, style that you have. And overall, you can easily compete with anybody right now. Just because they have a big video before does not mean they're going to have the next big video now. The third reason it's not too late to start on YouTube in 2019 is actually because the platform is growing more than you might realize. So while it is the second largest search engine in the world, it's also owned by the first, which is Google, and that means that you'll have tons and tons of traffic every single day being searched and directed to YouTube. Now, on top of that, you might be saying, I get it, but it's really saturated in the United States. That's not entirely true, because even though, the growth might not be as fast as it was previously for United States viewers, it is actually changing a lot, though. So people are watching more and more on mobile devices. People are watching more and more at night instead of television. So more people this year than ever before have been cutting their cable, cutting their satellite, and watching YouTube instead. And so for that reason, 6 in 10 people say that they prefer YouTube to television out of a survey done in the United States. That is a huge, huge change in what used to be maybe even 5 years ago when more people were watching television. So with that in mind, you'll have this massive influx of people who are watching more YouTube than before. So they're replacing whatever time they watched on TV is now being watched on YouTube. And on top of that, you have other countries around the world which are watching more YouTube than ever before as internet starts to spread with faster speeds through India and Africa, and you'll have way more people watching than you might have had ever before. Now, the fourth reason it's not too late to start on YouTube is sort of what I alluded to before, and that's just the changing interest on the internet. So people, like I said before, might be interested in Steve Harvey running for president or something of that sort. And what I'm really saying based on that is there's 4 methods that you can use to sort of grow your channel instantly and make viral videos using the heavy traffic out there and the lack of competition. Now, these 4 different tactics, I talk about them a lot more in the PDF. I'll link it down below. My brother and I made this PDF free for you guys to use. All you have to do is just go and download it. It's on our website, so I'll link it down there. Go on over, check it out. I'll tell you a lot more in the PDF about how to do this, but one, for example, would be newsjacking. Now, as you see, on the news, big things happen. So if Steve Harvey said he's running for president, this is an example of a situation where there's very little competition and very high search traffic. And for that reason, there's only so many creators out there. You can easily hop on this one, make a video, gain a lot of views, and gain a lot of traction, and then refer back to number 1 here, where the algorithm changed and it no longer promotes based on subscribers and based on views. Now it's going to be going based on the quality of your video and the interest and the intrigue of your video and your thumbnail. Again, more stuff I talk about in the PDF. Definitely check it out. But moving on to number 5, so this is sort of one where you can say, people will ask you, well, what if someone already took your idea? And a lot of my friends ask me how to start on YouTube, and one of the biggest things I hear from them is, oh man, like someone already took my idea. I was going to make a channel about how to build stuff, and someone already does that. Well, odds are dozens of people, maybe hundreds of people already do whatever you're thinking about doing. Now, what you have to do is actually just take a unique approach, and you can absolutely succeed. Everybody, there's no shortage of success on YouTube. So the only reason people don't succeed is not because other people took their idea. It's just because they didn't, approach their idea properly. They didn't execute it well. They didn't stay dedicated to their channel. And overall, I think that starting on YouTube right now is the best time you could ever start on YouTube. The only time that is too late to start on YouTube is in the future. Now, even if you didn't have success on YouTube, which I guarantee if you do what we're telling you to, you definitely will succeed on YouTube. It's really, anybody can succeed on YouTube, and you just have to do things the proper way, which is what this channel is all about. But even if you didn't succeed on YouTube, just hypothetically, if you did not succeed on YouTube, what are the pros and the cons anyway? So the cons, it would just cost you some time, maybe a couple dollars for a camera or whatever, equipment. So, a small downside there, but on the upside, you would gain so much personal benefit. You'd be way better at speaking, which is totally transferable to any job you apply for, any job you already have. No matter what you're doing, being a better speaker is by far going to enhance your own personal worth. Now, as you see, that's something Warren Buffett's been saying for years. His #1 transferable skill is public speaking. That's what he says. If you're good at public speaking, you'll be good at a lot of other stuff. Now, another benefit here to just starting on YouTube is actually creating memories. Now, if you travel a lot, this is a great example of where you'd want to see your memories. So instead of just going on your Snapchat memories and having 10-second clips of your vacations, if you string everything together and have a nice long video on YouTube, not only are you sharing with other people who might want to go there, but also you can go back in the future and look and say, hey, I went on this trip, and remember stuff that maybe you wouldn't otherwise remember. And then another, so the third thing right here is you're creating an impact. And like I said, even if you don't succeed on YouTube, you'll be able to connect with other YouTubers, other people who are creators, and you'll definitely have a lot of personal growth. So for those reasons, I say, even if you don't succeed on YouTube, it's still worth it to start today. But of course, you will succeed on YouTube as long as you do everything correctly. Guys, I hope that this video helped you. I hope you don't just sit at home and just watch this video and click on another video and just keep watching videos and trying to plan how to start on YouTube. I want you guys to go out and start and make your first video today. Just upload it. It doesn't matter if it's trash. You have to start somewhere. It's definitely not too late to start on YouTube. And if you are starting on YouTube, go down and click the subscribe button. I can't say that enough. I'll be telling you guys in this channel, my brother and I are going to be sharing our experience to help you grow on YouTube. And one last thing, why not download the PDF, guys? There's a lot to talk about, but thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.